How's it going, guys? It is a beautiful day here in Wisconsin in August, and I'm going to be doing a video talking about some of the things I've done to my 2009 Yamaha FZ6R. So, before we get things started, I got a couple notes here. So the first one, timestamps in the description for each upgrade. If you want to skip right to the exhaust, there's a timestamp for that in the description. And I'm going to be doing a better and more comprehensive exhaust video in the future. If you want it quicker and there's demand for it, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to make that a little bit quicker for you guys. So the next thing is questions. If you guys have any questions about the mods I've done to the bike or anything you think I would be able to answer, please let me know in the comments and I would be happy to help you guys out. Let's start off. So first thing is the zero gravity double bubble windshield. This was a replacement to the stock one. I was hoping for a little bit more wind protection. This does that job all right, but I'm a pretty tall rider, so it's still sort of hitting me in the head when I'm at, full riding height. But if I get into a tuck, it is a little bit easier to hide from the wind there. So that ran me $99. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty good deal. One thing though, this is the dark smoke color option. And I bought it thinking it would be a little bit more see-through than this, but dark smoke is practically black. So that's one thing I would watch out for if you want a windscreen, but still want to be able to see through it a little bit. Then don't get the dark smoke option. I go with light smoke if I had to buy it again, but I'm going for a blacked out theme for the bike, so it's not too big of a deal. You can barely see through it. And when you're on the bike, you can't really see through it at all. It's only when there's like direct sunlight coming through that you can actually see through the windshield. Next up is the levers. So I don't know exactly how much these were because they came with the bike when I purchased it, but they seem to be CRG Racing Shorty levers. They're not that short for shorties, but they are shorter than the stock levers. They're pretty nice. On Revzilla, they're like $120 per lever right now, so I really doubt that's how much they are actually worth, and I would not buy them if they were that expensive personally. So I would recommend going on Amazon and buying some equivalent levers. You can get those probably for $30 per lever. So yeah, those came with the bike, so I don't have a price on those. So windscreen, $99. Next up are the mirrors. So these were purchased on eBay, I believe, and the closest ones I could find on Amazon were called the El Modri racing mirrors. So they're like kind of a cheap, general purpose motorcycle mirror. I think they look all right. They're a lot smaller and shorter than the stock ones. And that is pretty good because I thought the stock ones were way too long. They stuck out too far. And this overall is like a tighter front end for the bike. It makes it a little bit cleaner. They've got like a fake carbon texture on them, nothing too crazy. They're pretty good. It's still not the best mirror. The stock ones were way better for visibility, but these ones are okay. They're way better than the ones that came on the bike, which were some way smaller mirrors. So these mirrors were about $20. I wouldn't spend anything more on them. Next up, we have the turn signals here. So these are the flush mount Moto Dynamics smoked LED turn signals. These replace the god-awful and super ugly stock ones. These are, let me get the key out and turn them on for you. They are dark smoke to match the bike, the black theme of the bike. I think they look pretty good. They have a running light built into them. And then I'll show you what the signal looks like here. So yeah, overall I haven't had any issues with these. They were a pretty good investment. They look a lot cleaner. So those signals ran me 62 bucks. All right, next up are the Shogun frame sliders. These are a black no-cut kit for the FZ6R. And they're really nice. They fit really well. Overall, they seem super sturdy as well too. So I paid about $81 for them, And I think you can get a cut kit as well for the bike, but I wasn't wanting to go down that route. Now this next mod is something I don't see a ton of people doing on this bike. It is the Puig rear tire hugger. So it's this whole fender piece right here. And this bike comes stock from the factory without anything covering the rear wheel here. And this gives it a more super sport look, I think, because almost all super bikes have a little bit of a fender covering that little piece of the rear tire there. So this was kind of a hard part to find for the 09 FZ6R, but I think it looks really good. It fits super well. I was surprised with how easily it bolted up. And yeah, I think it gives the bike a better look overall. But that was $163. Coming around to the back, this is the Moto Dynamics smoked integrated LED taillight. So the body of the taillight is black, or smoked, as opposed to the stock red. So it looks a lot cleaner when the bike is off. This also has integrated turn signals and a flashing brake light when you step on the brakes to alert traffic better. This ran about $105 off of Amazon. I think I got this. All the Moto Dynamic stuff came off of Amazon. So, all right, so turning the bike on so you can see how that looks. It's flickering on camera, but it's a pretty solid. It is a solid light once you actually see it in person. So I'm going to step on the rear brake here. So that's the flash. And then coming around to the turn signal, you can see the sequential light there. Now, I got rid of the other turn signal, so I'm just running that one. I'm not positive that that's the safest option. In fact, I don't think it is, because it's hard to differentiate what direction you're turning. Other cars have a hard time seeing that, but I think it's worth it. It looks a little bit better. And going next will be the Black Widow exhaust. So I'm going to start out with the price of this right away. This was $474. It was for the 200 millimeter can. On their website, it's called the Low Level Decat Oval Tip. That's the shape of the exhaust tip, and then it has the black stainless can on it, and then the tip itself is the carbon tip. So $474 for that. Now, if you're looking for an exhaust for the FZ6R, you realize that basically all your options are over $1,000. And that is a big bummer. So thankfully there is a company like Black Widow that makes them for half that. And it's super convenient. They ship from the UK, got here in 3 days. You do pay like a 20% tax. There's like a UK VAT tax that you have to pay if you want to get it to the US. Not a big deal though, because man, $474 for this, total steal when everything else is like $1,000. Like the Two Brothers exhaust I was looking at initially was $1,200, so saved a frick load of money getting this, and super happy with it. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, if you got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. Thanks.